Hey y'all, I'm watching live rioting in Minnesota over George Floyd, the the brother of NBA legend Steven Jackson. They grew up together in Houston, Texas, and I'm just starting to get some more information about this case. Y'all know this your hood anchor LCDAONE, and I'm gonna give y'all the scoop. When I get some more details. But I'm doing my homework now. And we're gonna get the reaction tomorrow of Steven Jackson talking about, you know, his brother Floyd. You know, he said he called him his twin brother because they grew up together in Houston, Texas. As y'all know, Steven Jackson was a former NBA basketball player. He played a lot of his career in Indiana. No, not Indiana, but uh, where did Steven Jackson start his first career? I think he was in Golden State, and then he went from Golden State to ended up in San Antonio, won a championship with San Antonio. And that ended his NBA career. But now Steven Jackson is an analyst now on ESPN. He comes in um, every now and then, and he, you know, give y'all good analytical views about the NBA. But Steven Jackson was, you know, I didn't get a chance to get his statement yet because I've been looking at the videos. I've been just reading articles, and he was talking about how they grew up together, him and George Floyd. And they kind of look similar to each other. They're not real brothers, but they, they grew up together. So, people said they were so close that they started calling them twins. And Steven Jackson ended up having a successful career in the NBA. He did well, came out as a champion. I just recently looked at one of Steven Jackson videos, and he was talking about how he was about to get married, and he stood the woman up at the altar because she wouldn't sign a prenuptial agreement. And he was on Instagram Live, and he went in for about 30 minutes, I think, 30 or 40 minutes in that video. And who was I think it was Opuside. Shout out to Opuside, from Chi-Town, Evanston, right here in Chi-Town, for reacting to that video. He actually did the whole video. It was 30 minutes long. So, Steven Jackson has some videos up now on YouTube. They starting to circulate now, and He's coming out and he's talking about, his relationship with George Floyd. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit more information, as I get more details now, because I'm looking at the headlines, and people saying reportedly what actually uh, caused for him to get arrested was him forging a check, a $20 check. Okay, I guess he was patronizing in some establishment, and the owners called the police. So as he was going to his car, he was apprehended. Okay, and he was already intoxicated. Okay, and apparently, they got video footage. It's starting to come out. A little bit of video footage is coming out, but it's not body cam from the police officers because neither of those officers had body cam on them. All right, it was surveillance video from the actual establishment, the the property where the domain was, where he was, I guess, committing a crime. With this forgery check. All right, so they apprehended him, and we just see the videos when they was detaining him and they was taking him to a vehicle. And they weren't even taking him to a vehicle yet. the other videos are coming out, and these streams of people making videos on live streaming. People was making videos of him being arrested. That's the videos we seeing, and the video that's going viral that we all have been seeing is the video when he's being detained, and the officer put him in a submission move, a grapple move. It's a police tactical move that they use uh, to help them detain a suspect. Oh yeah, shout out to he just shout out Chicago. That's right, man. Shout us out. Um, but this is live action going on right now in Minnesota. If y'all look on Twitter, y'all see a lot of rioting going on. I just looked at a video, and they was in a Target. I'm talking about they ran through Target, and it's not just only in Minneapolis. Y'all know what I'm saying? Minneapolis. Tongue twisted. It's happening in LA. They protesting in LA right now too as well. About this. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some more protests. But now, law enforcement, the agencies, uh, they nipping it in the bud before a real riot break out, all over the country. But I'm gonna give y'all some more scoop on this, as I get more information. But once again, they rioting in Minneapolis right now. And hold on, let me put the live chat up. If y'all want to say something, y'all can. Um, this is live action. This is on Unicorn Riot. Shout out to Unicorn Riot, for going live. He's out there in Minneapolis right now. He's giving people live footage, and he's letting people see the actuality of what's going on out there in Minnesota. But once again, to refresh y'all, if y'all coming in here, you know, really the whole scenario of what happened with George Floyd, I think he was being racially profiled, because he's connected to an NBA legend. Okay? Right, that's why I'm starting to, okay, it was a pawn shop. Okay, thanks, Big Homie, for giving me that detail. It was a pawn shop. Okay, it was a pawn shop where he was forging the check. And I guess the owners called the local authorities, you know, and he was already in his car, but he was already intoxicated. So I'm understanding a little bit about that. He was already intoxicated, and he wasn't driving. I guess he was about to get in his vehicle, and the police apprehended him, and he wasn't resisting arrest. So they had already had him detained. They had him in custody, you know, and I don't know what persisted after that, because all we see is the surveillance tape of him being walked, I guess, to the sidewalk, and then after that, the next video we see is him being detained in a submissive type move, a grapple type of move. It's a UFC, it's a martial arts move, to help detain a suspect, and they use force. They have to use force. They struggling, but he was already in handcuffs, and they had 4 or 5 officers on the scene. So I'm pretty sure they could have handled it a little bit better. They could have tased the man. They could have maced him. Because he rather a large man, probably like 6'4", 6'5", about 230. Okay, so he's not a small guy. But they could have handled the situation a little bit more better than that. 'Cause they already had him in custody. They already had the handcuffs on him, so there was no need to apply deadly force like that. I mean, using a grapple move, a martial arts move like that, and he was already in handcuffs. So I agree with the governor, of that state, because he just came out and he was saying that's that's unacceptable. You know, from his police department, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some ramifications behind that. Uh oh. Okay. A vice lord. Uh oh. Hey, the vice lord's prevalent out there too. 'Cause I ain't gonna say nothing else about that because my whole family, hey, rest in peace, my uncle Obi. He just passed. Shout out to my uncle Obi. But listen, man, if y'all just coming in here, I appreciate all y'all to tune into LCD1 TV live streams. And I'm gonna get, if y'all subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell button on, y'all gonna get some real in-depth info. Cause I'm finna do my homework on it. And if y'all look at any of my old videos, especially when Kobe Bryant passed away, I really started getting real details about his case. And I still think Kobe was murdered, okay? And that's what's happening right now in 2020. You know, uh, African Americans are being targeted and we are being murdered, okay? In more ways than one, okay? And I don't want to just go off the rocket here and say, this COVID-19 was all premeditated, okay? This was by happenstance, and, you know, just to eliminate a group, okay? Because they already said in our community, the African American community, is prevalent. Everything that comes out when it's new is always prevalent in the African American community, okay? So, but in the midst of all this other stuff going on, it's like this is the second murder, okay? One was of a citizen's arrest when that guy got killed in Alabama. Alabama, I think he was in Alabama, right? The young brother got killed in Alabama for going into a trespassing, and now this, okay? So I understand this case because I went through this ordeal myself, but I was very cooperative with the officers, and after I went through my ordeal, you know, I cooperated because I got police officers in my family. They always told me to cooperate, and I did that. Even though I wasn't in the wrong at all, it was negligence. The same thing that's going on with his case. What's going on, cuz Pandora girl? What's going on? But it was negligence in this case, okay? And from the little footage that we did see, that's what was going on. And it was people out there on the scene, so I'm pretty sure if he was resisting, I'm pretty sure there would have been some more footage of that. The only footage we seen was him being detained and being placed in a grapple move, a martial arts move, a submission type move, okay? Being applied deadly force to his neck where you can't breathe. He was already in custody, so he was uncomfortable because his hands was already behind his back. So if you ain't never had handcuffs on, then I don't think you can understand where I'm coming from. Cause I've been in cuffs 4 or 5 times, and it's no good feeling. When you got your hands behind your back and they put them cuffs on real tight. They put them on real tight. And the stereotyping is real. If y'all haven't never been through it, especially in Chicago. I'm in Chicago, and I'm an African American male, and I stood up for my neighborhood when it happened to me. Every time they detained me, I cooperated because I got police officers in my family, and I got a lawyer. Every time they charged me with something, I won every case. I 3 times. I'm 3-0, and I'm not just praising that, but I did the right thing, and I stood up for this neighborhood that I'm in. I'm in Washington Park. Everybody know that. I stood up for this neighborhood when I was wrongly accused by the Chicago Police Department. Now, I got love for the local authorities here, okay? Because, you know, they doing their job. I do security now. I'm doing my job. But when right is right and wrong is wrong, look at that. They burning up storefronts now. Now now they shouldn't be going. They shouldn't be doing things like this, okay? Because that's only gonna make it harder for the economy there. And Minnesota is doing pretty good. You know, they always been doing pretty good. Minnesota's a great place to be to live. You know, as far as if you want to have a career or just get a good job. But now this is just gonna weaken the economy because they doing things like this. It's gonna run businesses out of their communities because people scared now. They're gonna be scared to open their doors up to people because they doing all this reckless stuff, riding and stuff. This is uncalled for. This is unnecessary. Why they doing that? It's the question, you know. Yeah, it's like don't go tear up the city, you know, because y'all ain't gonna have nothing. You ain't gonna have nothing. You gonna have no place to go. You ain't gonna have nothing. You ain't gonna have no. It's already bad now with this COVID-19. So it's like I I think they should just chill out, man. You know, before it get worse, because they're gonna call the National Guard out. That's what's gonna happen. When the president issue that order, they're gonna call the National Guard out because it's beyond the local authorities. Uh, it's beyond their power. You know they gonna call out the National Guard, and they only gonna make it bad for themselves out there because then they gonna be uh, what they call that when they call out the National Guard. Y'all know when they call the National Guard out, that means that I forget the word that I'm looking for. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. Cause when they call them people out, it's a wrap. When they call the military out, it's a wrap. Cause that's where it's going now. Okay, this is day two of this, and now they starting to tell. Now it was good when they was rioting, okay, cause you got your liberties, civil your liberties, and you can express that, But they got that right. But now it's like they going too far. Now they tearing up. They destroying. So now they gonna call out the National Guard, and this is terrible. And it's COVID-19, man. It's crazy. But anyway, man, to refresh all those that just came into my LCD1 TV live stream, looking at a live broadcast on Unicorn Riot YouTube channel. Young brother in Minnesota is showing us a live look. Y'all can go check out his channel right now, and he's showing you a live look of what they doing out there in Minnesota. And it's been going on all day. They've been tearing up stuff. They ran through Target. I'm on Twitter looking at they ran through Target. And I'm pretty sure this is not the only establishments they didn't already, destroy and attack. They're attacking police cars and tearing them up. But I'm just getting a little scoop about this incident, and I'm getting more details about what's going on. And I will be doing reaction videos. So if y'all wanna, stay tuned like a Neptune and keep in tune like what Nicholas Batum, y'all will be turning on the notification bell button and subscribing because your boy gonna give y'all the rundown for real. I'm gonna give you the rundown, the 411 on everything because I'm finding out little by little, piece by piece, and I'm gonna go in depth for y'all. Just this your big homie, your investigator, hood reporter, LC1, baby, LC1 to be exact. It is, and I'm gonna go in for y'all, and I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the real deal on everything that has happened, you know, thus far. So once again, I'm gonna refresh y'all on all the details that I have. Okay, so apparently, young man named George Floyd was patronizing at a pawn shop. He's a friend of a NBA legend, Steven Jackson. They grew up together in Houston, Texas. Okay, they were so close that they called Steven Jackson and George Floyd. They called them brothers. Okay, if y'all know about Steven Jackson, he played in the NBA for about 15 years. He won an NBA title with the San Antonio Spurs. Now he's an analyst on ESPN. Okay, so I'm trying to get y'all. I'm just trying to make y'all think about this from another perspective because he was stereotyped, and the I don't want to jump to conclusions, but apparently, because he got money, his family got money. Come on now, he related to Steven Jackson. I mean, they blood brothers in that instance, like Waka Flocka and Who the Kid. Okay, I mean, yeah, Who the Kid. But anyway, listen, they saying this man was, because he was, they was probably gonna get him on DUI, but he wasn't driving. So apparently, the owner of a pawn shop called the local authorities, and they were saying that this man was forging a check. Okay, the police get the call, they come to the scene. They approached the man about it. He was about to get in his vehicle. I guess he didn't buy anything because the owner said the check was forged or something like that. So he was up in that scamming. Apparently, that's what they said. Now I'm trying to get y'all to think about this on a whole nother perspective. Now he related to an NBA legend. Now people probably know him in that community. I'm pretty sure they know who he is. So the man goes into the storefront. They said that he was trying to fraud. He leave out of the establishment. They call the police. The police come to the scene. They apprehend him while he was trying to get in his vehicle. He was already kind of intoxicated. They say he was intoxicated, so I'm pretty sure he was drinking a little bit. So they couldn't get him on a DUI because he wasn't driving. Okay, the car was parked. So they was trying to get him on something else. So the owner said he was forging the check. So that's why they was apprehending him and detaining him, trying to arrest him. And he was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So the footage that we seen one shot of him being walked on the sidewalk. So that's the surveillance video from the actual owners, the storefront owner, his business. So he got the surveillance footage of that. The next shot we seen is him being detained in a grapple move, a martial arts grapple move, a move that they use to detain suspects when they resist an arrest. All right. He was already in handcuffs. They already arrested him. Okay. They probably didn't read him his remander. Well, I know there was some negligence in that because they were just basically just charging him with the crimes. It seemed like he was cooperating because he was walking towards. That's what they do. When they detain you, they take you away from your vehicle, and they put you on take you to the sidewalk before they want to frisk you and all that. They want to pat you down. Make sure you ain't got no weapons on you and all that type of stuff. When they put the handcuffs on you, the next thing they're gonna do is take you to the car, right? That's what they was doing. They was taking them to the car. I've been through all this before. I've been in handcuffs 5 times, and I cooperated every time. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to wake y'all up to what's really going on because I've been through it. You got to cooperate when you dealing with these type of officers. Now I'm not saying all the officers out here are bad because you got a bad apple. You got bad apples in every bunch, and that just goes with anything in life as far as business or whatever. You know, there's always gonna be some bad people that stick out. All right, in this particular situation, they got caught. And that was it. And they was trying to cover it up. I'm just keeping it 100 because I had a lawyer for every time I got charged. 3 times they put me in handcuffs. I went to jail. I cooperated. I got out, went and got a lawyer, and I did the right thing. This man was doing the same thing, but he was intoxicated. So that's the one thing the strike they was trying to use against him. He wasn't driving. Y'all got to pay attention to the footage. He wasn't driving his vehicle. They detained him, arrested him, and they brought him. They took him away from his vehicle. They was trying to take him away from the scene, and they knew he was by that establishment, so they was filming it. So they walked him all the way out the scene. All right, people was already there watching. They walked him all the way out the scene. Go look at the footage and pay attention to that, because people gonna be analyzing in a few. I'm telling you, because it was a. I'm just saying it like it's a murder to me. That's what it looked like it's a murder, because they walked him away from footage. They didn't have no body cams on, because now I don't know if it's a mandate in Minneapolis, but they supposed to have body cams on. Like right now, because of this riot stuff, they gotta have riot gear on, and they gotta have body cams. They need shields right now, because well, I mean, ain't nobody acting. Well, they is disorderly, but to be more protected, they gotta have riot gear on. They gotta have bulletproof vests on, because you know, this is a crisis right now. All right. But anyway, back to what I was saying. They walked this man out of the scene of visual vigilance. I'm a security officer now. Because after what I went through, that's why I wanted to do law enforcement. Because my people are already police officers. And my cousin, shout out to my cousin Buck, he told me, he was like, man, Lawrence, when you he said, when you get on the force, because I was telling him I went through what I went through with that police officer, because he a detective. He was like, Lawrence, this is what you do. He said, when you get on, and you get and you know, you get in the bullpen. I guess that's where the police officer, that's where they work out at, right? My cousin was telling me that's what they do. They call it the bullpen, right? He said when y'all look in the bullpen, you can whoop his ass, you know, because I tracked the officer down that did me wrong. The same thing that happened to that brother, it happened to me, but I cooperated, because on the night it happened, it was 4 officers. The same thing that happened to him. It was 4 officers. I swear to God. It was 4 officers. I still got my. I'm gonna show y'all tomorrow. If y'all tune in tomorrow, I'm gonna show y'all my handprints. I'm gonna show y'all my mug shots of when it happened to me. I got stereotyped right in front of my domain. I had just came from filing my taxes. That was the first time I ever filed my taxes. Well, filed my daughter on my taxes. My daughter mother let me file her. I told this story already in my story time. But I pulled up right in front of my domain, my place, my place where I live. I turned my car off. This was like this like mirroring everything, and it's like a flashback from what I went through. But his was 10 times worse. And he ended up dying. I parked my car. It wasn't no police officers around. As soon as I parked my car and turned my ignition off, 4 squad cars came out of nowhere with their wheelers on. That's the sirens that's on top of the car, the lights. That's what they call them, whalers. They jump out the car with their pistols drawn already. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I had just parked my car. Turned the ignition off. The officer was like, stick your hands out the window. So I cooperated. I stuck this is Chicago I'm living in. I stuck my hand out the window. You know, officers came up to the car, both sides. It was a white male officer and it was a white female officer. Then it was a black male officer and it was a Latino male officer. 4 officers was present on the scene. All right. They told me to stick my hands out the window. I stuck my hands out the window. I was cooperating because it seemed like they was bothered that night. I don't know what was going on, but when you out there on the beat, well, because I got police officers in my family, and what I understand is they can't be out there doing just anything because they got supervisors, right? So they got to write citations, tickets, or whatever. They got to make stops. They just can't be out there because that come out they pay. They get commission or incentives off of that stuff, arrests and all that stuff. They just can't be out there, just not doing anything. You know, they got to bring in reports. Okay, it's just a job. So I'm cooperating with the officers and stuff because that's what I was told my family because I got police officers. Always cooperating long as that. So I'm cooperating. After the officer pulled me out the car, he started patting me down. Now he didn't read me my remand or anything. I just asked him like, "What's going on, officer?" That was the only question I said, and he didn't say anything else to me. He took me away from my vehicle. Okay, this before body cam. Now the white female officer, she was going through my car. That's a legal search already. I'm already parked in front of my house. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Okay? The police officer took me to the back of a squad car and made me put my hands on it and start patting me down. The Latino officer, the male Latino officer came over to where the car was and he started patting me down. The black male officer, he just stood off on the side. Like he didn't want to have anything to do with it. So, and we got surveillance cameras on our building, on my building. And people was out there witnessing this too. So, um, as the white uh, female officer was going through my car, she was tossing my car. That's what they called it. She was tossing my car, looking for something. I didn't have anything in my car. The white male officer came back to where I was at after the Latino male officer put me in handcuffs. He arrested me. And I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I had just parked in front of my house, turned my ignition off, and I had just came from filing my taxes. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. But I'm cooperating. Okay? You gotta cooperate, y'all, when y'all in these situations. You never know what's going on with these officers. Like I said, it's good officers out here and there's a lot of bad ones too. So I'm cooperating because I got police officers in my family. They telling me what's going on. So the male officer came back and started talking to me. He was like, you got any money on you and all this and that, and you got your license on you and all this and that. I'm like, yeah, you know. So he took me to the squad car, another squad car, and put me inside the squad car. He started running my background. Okay, that's what they do. They put you in a car, they started running your background. All right, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Now, mind you, I had just got back from filing my taxes. My daughter, mother, upstairs sleep. It's like 9 o'clock. At that time, her little sister was living with us, and my little daughter. It was me, her little sister, my daughter, and our dog. Okay, I'm on the third floor. Her little sister look out the window, see all the police lights, cause there's always stuff going on in the area I stay in. She look out the window. She tell my daughter mother that I'm in handcuffs. I'm arrested. So it's my daughter mother. She got a law degree now. She real boisterous like that. So she come downstairs, and I'm already in custody. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I'm in shock. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even do nothing. And they tossing my car. They tearing my car up. Took my baby seat out the car because my daughter was like about 4 or 5 at that time. Just took her car. They was tossing. I'm like, what the hell? It looked like they was possessed. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So I'm in custody. I'm just looking at it. He get out the car. When she come downstairs, she trying to find out what's going on as well. She started arguing back and forth with this guy, like they were in a relationship. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And at this, the Latino male officer, he off to the side. He now at this point, yeah, he off to the side. The white lady cop, she's still going through my vehicle. Okay, and then after she looked like she found something, she goes to the male white officer and start talking to him. After he got through arguing with my daughter mother left and went back upstairs, and I'm still sitting in the car. So the Latino officer, he jumps in my car. Now I had a Dodge Intrepid, '95 Dodge Intrepid. My transmission was starting to slip. If y'all ever had that problem, that means that your gears are not shifting properly, and my trans was starting to go out. This man jumped in my car. I'm still in custody. The female officer, she comes and get in the passenger side of the squad car, man, sits down. Then the male officer, he comes and get in the driver's seat, and then the black guy, he just get in another car and he drive off. Okay, and the Latino guy, he jumped in my car and just took off. I was like, what the hell is going on? So I asked the officer, I was like, what's going on? He said, you've been arrested for having a gram of marijuana in your car. 1 gram. I don't smoke no weed. I don't do anything. I'm a basketball player, and I was a rapper I have a daughter, a small daughter, and practically a wife in the house. I don't do anything. I was like, what? Now I do have relatives, my cousin, they kick with me, but whenever they in my vehicle, they know they can't do. That was back then. They couldn't smoke nothing or do anything because my daughter, mother, and them didn't like all that cigarette smells and all that. So I always had them away from my car with all they little paraphernalia and all that. All right. So I don't know what they was talking about. The officers saying I had 1 gram of marijuana in my rat. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So I just shut up. Once again, you have the right to remain silent. That's what you, because they can use anything against you in a court of law. I didn't say any damn thing because I got police officers in my family. I just asked them one question. That was it. They had already violated my rights. I had them on negligence already. Legal search and procedure, number two. So I just let them do their job. They took me to the third district over here. It's on 71st and Cottage Grove. They took me over there, and I didn't say anything. At this point, not the arresting officer, but the officer that was detaining me, the male white officer, because the Latino officer, the male Latino officer, he arrested me. Now they took my car. We over at the third district. I seen him get out my car. My car was smoking when he got out, cause he burnt my trans all the way out. My trans was gone then. So my car was being impounded. I still didn't know. I mean, I was in a state of shock because this never happened to me before. I was like, wow, I'm being stereotyped. It's really happening to me. Now, if I would have been belligerent and outrageous, I probably would have died that night. So they take me into custody. They take me into the district. They took me to not the holding cell yet. They took me to get fingerprinted. I got fingerprinted. Took my mug shots. I'm still being quiet because you have the right to remain silent, y'all. Because anything you say can be held against you in a court of law. So you gotta shut up and let them do their job. So that's what I did. The man kept asking me after that. He was like, "Do you got any money on you?" They took my little cell phone. Back then we had flip phones. They took my little phone. I still didn't get my phone back. When they put it in property and stuff like that, I didn't get that back. They took all my stuff. Okay, I got police officers in my family. They tell me everything to do. So I was just telling him like, I got my cousin. He a detective. Can y'all call him? Okay. That was the only thing I asked him. He said, okay, yeah, we about to transport you. I'm like, I'm this, okay, okay. And he kept asking me, do you have any money? The officer kept asking me, the white male officer, do you have any money? I'm like, no, I don't have no money, man. I don't have nothing. So they transported me from the third district and they took me over to 79th and Halsted. Now I'm in a holding cell. Now before I went over there, I was in a holding cell with two Blackstones, like two brothers. Now everybody know me in Chicago. I was a basketball star, I was a rapper. My cousin I got White Floyds in my family. I got GDs, BDs, Blackstones, Latin Kings, whatever. The whole Chicago know me. Okay, so I'm cool with everybody. So I'm in a holding cell with two black P stones. Okay, and we chilling. They knew who I was and stuff. They weren't messing with me or nothing. So they took me up out of that holding cell and they transported me to 79th and Halsted. I'm over there sitting in the. They put me in a holding cell with two other brothers, and it was like it was terrible. I'm talking about the oh my God, the cell was terrible. The toilet was nasty. Okay, now I'm just up in there chilling. I ain't saying nothing. Okay, the CO, that's what they call him, the correctional officers, that's what they call them. It was one CO, it was a little light skinned brother. I'm talking about this dude was, man, he was rough. People was making noise in their cell. She was like, shut the fuck up. He said, keep on making noise. I'm gonna turn the lights off on you. And he turned the lights off on one of the brothers because he kept screaming and stuff. And he was like, shut your ass up. And it's like, I had asked him when they came to my cell because I was being quiet. And he asked me, I was like, man, can y'all call my cousin? He a detective. And I told him his name and et cetera, et cetera. And he was like, all right, I'll see what I can do for you. Because I was being cooperative. You got to be cooperative when you get detained. You can't be acting crazy. because that can make it worse. Like I said, you got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you in a court of law. Okay? So now, after I told him my cousin name, now I normally wouldn't use my relative, but in this situation, this was something was really wrong here because I didn't do anything. They tore my car up and they said I had a gram of marijuana in my car. Everybody know I don't smoke weed. I don't do nothing. I'm a basketball player. I had a family, a wife and a kid, damn near. I don't do anything. So I was trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I'm just cooperating with the police officers. That's it. And I just told him that I got a friendly in the family. Can y'all hit him up? Cause he on beat. He on a beat right now. Okay. So about 30 minutes later, a sergeant come to the cell. He pulled me out the cell. He was like, "Yeah, such and such," said my last name. "What's up?" He said, "What you doing up in here, boy?" He said, "I know your cousin. Such and such. I trained him and stuff like this and woo this and that. You know." He like, "Yeah." He said, "I know what's up." He's like, he said, "We ran your background. You got a clean background." He said, "You gonna be up out of here about another hour or so. You all right, man." He said, "You ain't no jailbird." He said, "You cool." And I was like, "Oh, I ain't." So I was being cooperative. I'm chilling. Okay. About an hour later, like the man said, they let me out the cell. They then after they let you out that cell, they put you in like it's like a visiting. I don't know what they call that. The next waiting area before they release you. It was about 20 of us sitting in there. All right. They made us take all our shoestrings out and stuff because they do that to prevent, you know, uh, the prisoner from doing stuff, body harm to themselves, like hanging themselves and all that. Make you take your belts off and all that, so you won't do no harm to yourself or nobody else. All right, that's what they do. All right, make you flip your gym shoes, in with your tongues out and stuff like that to make sure you ain't got nothing in your shoes. They check all that stuff. But I was like, wow. Now I'm sitting in the last holding, I guess, because I could see the desk. Where we at right there looking at the desk. Where they probably where they booking people when they bringing them in and stuff before they take them back to get fingerprinted and all that. All right. Because people kept asking like, man, we gonna be going tonight? Be going? Because they was asking, was they gonna take that ride to the Cook County, to the county? They was like, no, ain't nobody going tonight. They kept asking. They was like, "Yo, give me a sandwich." Because that if you be up in there like longer than 24 hours, they by law they gotta feed you. So, you know, what they call that? You get your child. That's what my brother be saying, because he in prison doing 40 right now. You get your child, they gotta feed you and all that. But um, we was sitting up in that little visiting room or whatever it was called, and then we all looking at each other. Now I'm up in there with the whole neighborhood over here where I live at. I told you what set it was. All right, Black Peace Stones and stuff. Everybody know. They know my family, man. I just come and go. I go to work and all that. They was like, "What you doing up in here, man?" I know them. I'm just being quiet because I'm not telling nobody business or nothing like that. You know, ain't no snitching or none of that. I just be quiet, man. My business. Like I said, the whole Chicago know me. So I was like, wow, now, you know, they let us all out. You know, I I walked from 79th and Halsted. I didn't have no money all the way back over east to Washington Park on King Drive. 79th and Halsted to 61st Street. I got home at 2 o'clock in the morning. I never forget that. When I got up in here, my daughter, mother, she was already on it. She was like, "I got a lawyer for you and everything." Woo, this and that. My first lawyer's name was John Elias. Yep, his office was down there on Washington and Michigan, I think. Yep, and at that time I was unemployed. Um, my grandmother had passed away. We had the same birthday. I never forget this, man. It was like a horrible time in my life, and they tore my car up. I was so mad. And if she gave me that lawyer, I retained that dude. I would use my unemployment money because I wanted justice. And I started doing my own homework because he wasn't helping me. I went to the pound. I took pictures of my damn car because they broke my my gear shaft, like the cover that goes over where your gear shift at. They broke that. They tore that up. I took pictures of that. You know, I was doing my homework because my lawyer didn't want to do anything. He was just taking my money, retaining me. You know, and I was indigent. I found that out when I was going to court for my ride. I was trying to get my car out the pound, and a black lady judge. We was going downtown to the Dirksen Center, not the Dirksen Center, but the Daily Center. That's where they had those little cases for your cars and stuff. And I went down there. I kept going down there for like 2 3 years for a damn car case. They had already expunged my criminal case because I didn't have no case because they didn't have nothing. They said I had a gram of marijuana. I didn't have anything in my car. They lying on me. They didn't have nothing. They stole my phone. They tore my car up. I was gonna sue them. I was gonna sue the city of Chicago for that. I wanted my justice. I mean, the man exhausted. My lawyer exhausted my unemployment money, and this black lady judge, she was like, "Why are you charging this man? You supposed to be a free hire. This man is 125% poverty stricken." That's when I found out what indigent means. She said, "This man is indigent. He don't have no money, and you charge him. You supposed to represent him for free." And he looked bad. So after I couldn't retain him no more, I kept going. I kept fighting. I had got so tired, I was about to give up and quit. Don't ever quit, y'all. And I was about to quit because I was going to court for my car because I wanted justice, man. Because my car was in the city pound. No, I'm gonna do some video tomorrow about that. This is in Minneapolis right now. This is what's going on, and it's shout out to Unicorn Riot, man, for going live. But I was just telling my little story about what happened to me because it's kind of relating to this story right here. But it's like I had got tired. I was gonna quit, and my daughter mother was like, "No." She kept going with me. She went to every hearing with me because I gave up. I was so exhausted. I was tired, man, because I was breaking down and stuff like, man, because I didn't do nothing wrong, but this was gonna slander my name. And then we had all of like they give you the audibles, right? The transcripts when you go into these hearings and stuff, right? And I got all the transcripts in there. I'm gonna write a book about my stuff. I'm gonna write a book about it, and I got all the audibles. They call the audibles. That's the stuff that's uh, they call it insubmissible, admissible in court. So they call them audibles. So it's like you get the transcript or the statements of the officers or whatever, and they'll take certain stuff out. So I tracked every officer down that was involved with that incident. I went to every district on my own. I did my own homework because I wanted justice. I wasn't gonna let them get away with that. I found out what a mess the Latino officer was, where him and the brother was from. They was from 111. Okay, that's where they was from. 111th and Cottage Grove. They got a district over there. I found out where they was from. They suspended the Latino brother. The black brother, he didn't do nothing. He stayed away from the scene. And I had seen the officer. He was small. He had got skinny because I knew they suspended him. And then the white lady male officer, I mean the white female officer, I found out where she was from. I had a star badge and stuff. I think she was from over here on 71st Street. I found her. I had all their star badges because they be on the reports. Yeah, man, it's crazy. That's what be happening, man. It's like when you get stereotyped, man. It's like, man, it's real. It is. I never thought it would have never happened to me. And they tried to put a scar on my record. I fought that, man. And then it's like I found out I was looking for the white male officer because he the one that really was harassing me. He kept asking me that I had money and all this and that because he wanted me to give him some money. I didn't have no damn money. So apparently they was watching me, but I found out because they all was from different districts, right? Except I don't know where he was from. I found out where the female officer was from. She was from right over here on 71st Street. I found out where the brother and the Latino brother was from. They was from 111. Now they was joyriding. They getting these little gangs and stuff. That's what they call them. That's what my cousin called them. They was joyriding. They was from different districts and they was joyriding. They was all out their districts. I found every officer. I had went way over to 103rd trying to find this other officer. He was like a ghost. I had a star badge and everything. I went up in there looking for him. I was like, is this officer, does he work here? And they said, no, I couldn't find him. So after I won my case, this is a true story. After I won my case, about a year later, my right-handed guy, now I'm walking because they towed my car up. I didn't have no money to get my car fixed. I got my car out the pound. They suspended all the charges because I won my case. It took me 3 years to beat that damn case. I wouldn't stop until I won. And I was standing on the bus stop on 63rd and St. Louis, my right-handed guy. And this was like a mockery to me because I couldn't find this white guy, this white male officer that harassed me and put me through all that. I was getting on the bus and I showed up. He pulled up right behind another. He came right back. He pulled right up behind another car, and he did the same thing to him. It's like he looked over to me. My right hand. I swear to God, this is a true story. The man looked over to me, and he was like, "Now what?" Cause I'm doing it again, and then you can't do nothing about it. I swear to God, true story. My right-handed guy, but stereotyping is real, and that's what I think happened to this brother right here. And I think he got murdered. Y'all seen that he did get murdered, but they trying to make it justifiable because there was negligence right there. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I just want y'all, if y'all didn't see, if y'all didn't get a chance to, come into this live early when I was talking about everything I was talking about his case, y'all see they going ham out there. They ain't stopping. They gonna burn their whole city down, man. That's crazy, man. But I'm gonna give y'all some more in-depth. I'm gonna give y'all some more in-depth, info about this case, for real. Cause I already found out. Like I'm gonna refresh y'all before I get off. Once again, after I told y'all my tale, what happened to me, I found out a lot of information so far. So apparently, George Floyd, uh, almost a blood relative of a former NBA player, Steven Jackson, who played with the San Antonio Spurs and won a championship, as well as he played with the Indiana Pacers and the Golden State Warriors. Now he's an analyst on ESPN, and sometimes he be on ABC. Him and George Floyd, they grew up together in Houston, Texas. They were so close, they called them twins. Okay, I'm telling y'all, this man was being stereotyped because they used a target. Apparently, George Floyd was going to a pawn shop, and they said this man was forging a check. So it was a fraud thing that was going on. So the owners apparently called the police. He was already intoxicated, and he was by his vehicle. He wasn't driving. He was already out the vehicle, so they couldn't charge him for a DUI. They arrested the man based off of the report, the call. They were saying he was committing a crime. So he was being detained, and while he was being detained, they walked the man out of the visual. They call this vigilance. They walked him out of the visual, so we can't see nothing. Cause when they detain you, they take you away from your vehicle. If you're driving or whatever, they notice they always take you out of your vehicle and away from it. Now they got body cam. None of these officers had body cam on. None of them. Okay? Or we would have seen all of what went down. Okay, now they take him out of the visual of the surveillance camera from the pawn shop. They get him out of that. Now negligence is happening. They already detained him. They put him in handcuffs. Okay, they didn't read him. I don't know if they read him his rights or whatever. His remanded, but they took him and they got him in custody. The second video we seen was when he was being detained and he was being put in a grapple move, a martial arts move that they use to detain suspects when they are resisting. He was already cooperating with the police, even though he was intoxicated. They can use that against him in a court of law because he was already intoxicated and he was probably saying things. So you guys always got the right to remain silent. Cooperate with the police because anything you say can be held against you in a court of law. So we don't know what happened after he was taken out of the visual. Nobody knows. Yeah. Oh yeah. For real, Sergeant Green. For real. Yeah, man. You know, I think that's what's going on. That's what happened. So after they took the man out of the scene, the next visual we see is from a video camera, and he's already being detained, but now he's in a submissive move, a submission move, where deadly force is being applied, you know, to his respiratory system. He can't breathe now. All right, and apparently they were saying that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, 'cause that's gonna mess up the economy now. They got COVID-19 going on. That's gonna make it even better because they don't have nowhere to go. And you can't buy nothing. You can't buy nothing now. That's ridiculous. Don't go protest in front of the police station. That's what you do. Don't go tear up your damn city. That's ridiculous. Now you don't have nowhere to go. But anyway, uh, they put the man in a submissive move, and they applied deadly force. Now, why somebody was video camming, this man made a statement, the officer, okay? I don't know if he was the arresting officer or not, but he made a statement and he was saying, yeah, we already tried to, put him in the car and 10 times already, but he kept resisting. So they had to apply that type of force. Now he's a big man, about 6'3", 6'4". I say he weigh about 230, 220. Seeing the size of his build. He like he an NBA player. Steven Jackson, his cousin. His brother. So I'm pretty sure, he got this, the same makeup. But me just assessing it, because that's what I do. I went to school to be a reporter after my basketball career. And I'm a musician, I'm a rapper, and a YouTuber and stuff. And I thank all y'all for watching. I hope y'all subscribe. But I did the same thing what happened to Kobe Bryant because that was my constituent, man. I'm 40. That was my constituent. That was my brother, man. And they killed Kobe. I still believe, like Dr. Umar Johnson said, he from Philadelphia. He know all about Kobe. Kobe was murdered too. Kobe was murdered, man. And it's a lot. This whole year been about murdering African Americans. I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Okay? And they plaguing us, man. I'm just keeping it 100, man. They depopulating, and it's like we a target. But it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that it messed the economy up because now people ain't gonna have nowhere to go. See what I'm saying? It's gonna make it even. And Minneapolis, Minnesota, they thriving. They got good jobs up there. I heard a lot about. They got a great market. A lot of people go there for that. Now look, see, that's what I'm saying. This is all like by happenstance. See that? So now it's gonna make people leave. That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna overcrowd cities like Chicago, because a lot of people from Minnesota come to Chicago, you know, and that because they market is great out there. You can go out there and have a good career, good lifestyle. But it's like this whole situation is terrible. But I'm gonna get the scoop for y'all, man, for real, for real. Y'all just keep staying tuned. I swear, I'm gonna get the real 411 for y'all because I done found out a lot of information. And it just be coming to me because, you know, I guess that, I mean, because everybody know I do news too. You know, I do news. I'm in Chicago. I do news, and I go hard for y'all. So I'm gonna go hard, and I'm gonna find out what's going on, man, for real. And I'm gonna give y'all the 411. But I'm gonna get up off this live, you know, and I thank all those for tuning in to LCD1 TV live stream. You dig, for real, for real. Make sure y'all turn on the notification bell button. Subscribe if you're new, like and comment. You dig on time. I thank all those that tuned in. For real, I'm just giving y'all the actuality of what's going on. Now y'all know I'll be in my character now. Now I ain't in character now. This is serious now. You know, when I'm in my character, it's a caricature of a pimp. That's what I do for my. Y'all know my videos and stuff. But right now, this is serious, and this is the second incident. This really is the third incident. First it started Kobe Bryant. That was negligence right there. I got a whole bunch of videos on that because that I still feel that case should still be investigated. Okay, because now it should be in the Federal Bureau of Investigations now because that's is it's a lot of stuff that went on with that situation because the helicopter came from Chicago. Now we have the greatest market here for athletes. We had Michael Jordan, and he traveled in those type of choppers. Okay, when he was here, we had the governors. They was traveling in those choppers. Now I'm talking about I had did some real homework for y'all. I found out that the box that they had on there, it was not a voice recorder box, and they didn't have a black box on there because those type of choppers, they're not considered to be real aircrafts. Okay, they charter planes, so it was already in good condition when they bought it. You know, the people that bought it, and the owners that bought it, the company that bought it, the corporation. Then Kobe then took trips in this vessel. Okay, and before that he had a pilot that he was that was taking him on these routine charter flights. You know, to wherever he needed to go, and he flew him for about 2 years. He had the flight, uh, what they call it, the flight plans when he was taking Kobe to these different places. Okay, and he was a veteran pilot. He retired. I wanted to know, was Sabine, how many times did he fly? Because I actually had the video of him being interviewed by Entertainment Tonight, the pilot that was flying Kobe for 2016, 17. He flew him for those last 2 years that he was in the NBA. Well, the last year, 2015 to 17, he flew Kobe. And after that, Kobe was, he was still doing those charter missions to go to like his the Mamba Academy and other places. He was just, he just didn't feel like driving because it's so hectic out there in California when they be driving. So he liked to fly. Fly over all that, the traffic. But I found out a lot. And I still felt that should have been investigated because I thought that was premeditated. Because they changed when they got the chopper from Illinois. They changed all the equipment in the inside. And Dr. Umar, he was picking up on it too, and he was saying that too. He thought they changed the rotor, the propellers, but they didn't. But they changed a lot of other things because we didn't hear a lot of the sound bites from when the chopper was going down because you're supposed to hear all that stuff. He was trying to communicate with the air traffic control, their command center about the flight and the condition. And they said this man was an experienced pilot. Now, my theory is I think this man was on a suicide mission. He was a kamikaze. He was bothered by something. They should have went more in detail about his background and et cetera, et cetera. Because now his wife's suing him. She's suing the company that owned that vessel, that chopper, and she's suing Aaron Sabinen's family. Okay, because that was they seeing it like I see it. That was a murder, man. That was a suicide mission. Because how did the plan just start? You know, How did the plane just start? What's the word I'm looking for? Um, the plane just started going down. How did it start going down like that? And you know, he had the air traffic control. They was communicating with him. He nosedived that plane intentionally, okay, because that was a suicide mission. And all the sound bites, the actuality sound bite, we can't hear none of that. Or Kobe probably screaming at him and probably trying to take control of the, because Kobe knew how to fly. He flew a couple of times by himself, a couple of missions. Yeah, Kobe knew how to fly. He knew how to fly his chopper. So that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of stuff that was going on that chopper that we would never know about because they took the sound out. They took the recorder out of the. It don't supposed to have no recorder in there, but they do got a thing where they got to record. And they communicate with the air traffic control. They took that out once they bought it from Illinois. They bought the chopper from Illinois. They took that out. Like the sound just went out over here with this brother. Hold on, I got the other. They be turning my radio off, man. Let me get that back on there. But I know what I'm telling you. I know what happened. I know they murdered my brother, man. They murdered Kobe, man. That was my constituent. I mean, I came out with Kevin Garnett, Ronnie Fields. If y'all know about the 95, 96 class, y'all know Paul McPherson. Y'all know what time it was. We made the most money in the NBA. And Kobe Bryant was about to start up a league in China. He was investing because my group made a lot of money. He was making a lot of money in investments. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That was the first incident. The second incident, we just seen that a young brother in Alabama gets murdered by citizens, former officers trying to make a citizen's arrest, but they use deadly force as well. Now this is the third incident, and this is happening in COVID. It's only happening to African Americans right now. So I'm just saying, man, y'all be careful out there. Y'all be safe, man. Love thyself, you will love thy neighbor. Cause we all human beings at the end of the day, man. This is unacceptable. I'm getting very frustrated. I'm dealing with a lot of racism in Chicago, and this shouldn't be happening. This should not be happening in 2020 because these generations, our kids behind us, this gonna continue on, okay? And this has to stop, man. We gotta break this cycle. We gotta do this, man. Real good people gotta come together and stop this madness, man, for real. Because it's only gonna continue. And that's not in God's will. God don't want us acting out like this towards each other for real. We'll never make it to uh, the next being, okay? Because it can happen if we all love each other, man. That's what it's all about. We have to love each other. That's the only way it's gonna happen, you know. For us to see something brand new, you know. That's the only way it's gonna happen. Because all this stuff right here, we ain't never get there. We ain't gonna never get there as a group. Talking about seeing, you know, uh, the next coming. Okay? But anyway, I'm finna sign out, man. I thank all those who tuned in. It's your boy LC the one to be exact, that is. Signing out, man. I'ma holler at y'all later, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, and turn that notification bell button on. You did. And I'm out, man. Church. And shout out to Unicorn Riot. If y'all want to continue watching this, go to Unicorn Riot. It's on YouTube. He interviewing people right now. You know, he interviewing people that's rioting right now. You know, I wouldn't put myself on camera like that. But anyway, y'all can go to this channel and continue watching. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. But stay tuned for my reaction videos. I'm about to get some real scoop. And we're gonna try to get some justice for this brother, man, that, got manslaughtered, you know, by a few bad officials. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Church now.